Oh ho ho, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, civilians of all ages, I have quite the treat for you today. I have been waiting hours to get home and show you this caterpillar. Now, you might be asking, well, what's the big deal about a caterpillar? Well, this isn't just any old caterpillar. This is the limited pirate caterpillar. And I have been so excited to get home to show you this. I bought this earlier this morning while I was still at work at I don't know, it was like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. And local time for me, it is now 10 of 6. So I have been waiting a long time, sitting at my desk, anxious as all hell to get home, to play around, and show you this spiffy edition. Now, if anybody's ever seen a caterpillar before, you're probably noticing a couple of things that are different. One being that the paint job is just that black on red as opposed to having those silver highlights. So aside from the paint schemes, there's really nothing else that's different. Admittedly, it's rarer. In fact, to my recollection, I have yet to see a pirate caterpillar in the PU. I've seen a multitude of regular caterpillars. No pirate caterpillars. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just in the weird US servers or something. Can we change these weapons? It looks like the pilot weapons are still bugged. That is a shame. I was really hoping those would be fixed, at least on this model. But alas, I am mistaken. Now, this also has the rear-facing dual size 4 turret, as well as the front-facing dual size 4 front-facing turret. And those would be M6As. For the Pirate Edition, kind of wish they had, I don't know, at least the combines or something. I don't really think these laser weapons are good. Hate me all you want, I think those laser weapons are kind of garbage. And this thing, I'll tell you, is beautiful. Now, I love the Caterpillar, especially the aesthetics. Its functionality, not so much at this exact point in time, but, you know, things change. Already I'm seeing changes in the colors, which I'm really liking. I like that red on black. That is beautiful. Take you on a quick tour, and then I will spawn in the regular Caterpillar for comparisons. Engineer station still there. Access to the rear-facing bottom turret. Let's run up here. Now, I don't know if this is just me, but it actually looks like there's a wee bit more room in the tractor beam section here. This is actually the tractor beam room. This is going to be the panel to use the tractor beam, and the tractor beam is that object right there. Oh, the sculling. Oh, it's just a skull, but that is still cool as hell. Now, again, these are definitely darker colors. In my opinion, that in and of itself is amazing, because the darker color is going to make it a little bit harder to be seen when you're out in the dead of space. And these struts, if I recall, the lighting's off. That's the one thing I don't like about the Revel in York, is it's so bright in here, and it's like the light seeps through and really kind of distorts the model. And if I had a larger, darker hanger, trust me, that's where I would be. But unfortunately, the Revel in York is, I believe, the only one that can handle this size 4 vehicle, or is it size 5? It's one of the two. It's large. So all of the excuse me, trim here, that's red. I believe was olive green. Nothing wrong with that. I definitely love the more military olive green type color, but the black and red I think suits it way more. Kind of wish they changed the seats a little bit. They look like they might have a little bit more detail, but I think that's just the lighting. Caterpillar obviously made by Drake. Oop, alright, that was funky. I've definitely been taking more of a liking to the outlaw / pirate armors. Well, that's cool. I have it on good authority that the heavy pirate armor or heavy outlaw armor actually has the ability to take more damage than the heavy Achilles armor. And I'm not sure how it stacks up against the heavy marine since it's not in yet, as this is still pre 3.0. Now, one thing I'm also sad to see is, for some reason, this ladder is bugged. And I've noticed it in the other Caterpillar that it's also bugged. And for some reason, the only way to get through is to crawl. And then, here we go. And then you snap to the ladder, and then it starts to work. And we should be, back in the engine room. Now let's go take a look at some of the cargo modules. I must be coming down with the cold, because like the last 5 or 6 videos, I sound really nasally, and I usually don't sound like that. And so that's a really bad impression. But I really, really, really like these accents, these red accents, and the red trim, and this is just cool. This is beautiful. I am really loving this. I cannot tell you, excuse me, how excited I was to get home. I mean, I was speeding. I broke many a traffic law just to get home in time so I could see this, and more importantly, so I could show you, in case you've never seen a pirate Caterpillar or a Caterpillar in general. I happen to love these Caterpillars aesthetically. Functionally, they're a little lacking, especially in the armament sides. Another thing I was hoping to see was some sort of panel or button to lower this ramp, because if you see this arm here, it's got the A and then that other actuator on there, that's supposed to go downwards. That's supposed to depress this platform to make loading and unloading of cargo easier. Hopefully that'll be remedied in 3.0. I can only hope, unless maybe for some reason the system access, and I don't am I blind? Is there a button here? Do you see a button? I know I'm moving a little bit quickly just because I'm scanning the area, hoping to see a button that maybe is just hidden really, really well, like maybe over here or on maybe this side. Nope. This side on the struts. Nope. Well, that kind of sucks. But again, I'm sure with I'm hoping at least with item 2.0 that'll be remedied. Sides open up, obviously. Now, once again, I wish the flashlights worked. Let me try popping the other side. So once again, these are also supposed to descend to the ground to make loading and unloading of cargo and or vehicles easier. And it kind of hurts my soul that they're not there. But that's alright. Caterpillar obviously is a Drake ship. Main focus is extended cargo. That's a term I just made up and pulled straight out my ass. By extended cargo, I mean that you are supposed to be able to hold a decent amount. Each of these is meant to be loaded practically to the brim. One of the other really, really attractive characteristics of the Caterpillar are those cargo module areas are supposed to be modular. So, I believe there are components in the works such as other habitation mods, dropship mods. What else was there? There was like 5 or 6. It seems like they came up with a good amount of modules to swap in between the cargoes to really make this kind of your own. And that's one of the reasons I'm holding on to both of my caterpillars and didn't nix one for the other or vice versa. So, now let's take a look at the base caterpillar. As you can see, it's still kind of got the black on red, but with a lot of white accents. It's a lot brighter in certain areas. Be a lot easier to see at night or in the darkness of space, especially with that silver and chrome looking, pieces on there. That I can't help but feel is going to be really reflective, especially if you got your ship floodlights on or whatever lights they call them. But I feel that is going to reflect and refract light pretty strongly. Both variants made by Drake. Drake is pretty synonymous with pirates and pirate tactics. So they're the unofficial pirate supplier, as I like to refer to them. Basically, same thing. Got that red, but with this having Kovalex written on the side, and if you've ever partaken in the PI Wanted mission, you'll know just how successful the Kovalex station was. Spoilers, it has a big hole in it. So, yeah, and apparently these were supposed to be guns. I think it would have been way better if these were maybe size 5 or size 4 ballistic weapons of some sort. That way you could at least, front-facing wise, pack a little bit more of a punch. Now again, I understand this is supposed to be a cargo and transport vessel, except for one issue. There are a lot of nefarious characters in the universe, so to not allot the correct armaments to this thing seems like just asking for problems. So as you can see with the regular caterpillar, almost called it a starfarer, the regular caterpillar has this kind of olive green and military olive green type accent to it. Doesn't look bad. Does not look bad by any stretch of the definition, but I do have to say I'm a little bit more partial to the pirate version. So again, basically all the accents that were red are that kind of olive drab green. Again, I am a fan. I think those look good. I think that actually looks surprisingly like it meshes well. If you were to tell me otherwise, that olive drab, yellow, black, and red look spectacular, I would have straight up just laughed at you. I really would have. Straight up laughed at you and been like, your eyeballs don't work, ha ha ha. But yeah, so once again, these actuators, they do not have, as far as I'm aware, a button to make this go down, which they should. Parking sensors are still there. So again, I am desperately hoping that they fix this. Sig, please, for the love of all that is holy, make those work properly. Same with these sides. As you can see, they also have those little actuating arms. I believe it's this section, this end part, which is supposed to descend down to the ground, but alas, they do not. One last place to go check out, and that's going to be the control room. Oh, and the engine room. We'll rush off to there real quick now. So, engine room. Again, here's the access to the rear turret, or rear-facing lower turret, sorry. engineer station, and again, like that olive drab, it looks good. I mean, that is still gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I am most certainly more partial to black on red, or red on black, however you want to classify it. Now in here, yeah, so I think it was just my eyes. This actually looks the same size. There you go, Kovalex brand instead of the metal as fuck skull. Yeah, you know. But those silver accents, I'm not a fan of those. I'm not. I think it would have been a lot better placed elsewhere. Maybe on the bottom of the ship have some chrome or silver inlays. I mean, that would make sense. You know, 'cause it's like where maybe all the heat is generated, or maybe that's exactly what those silver things on the outside are. So maybe some sort of heat spreader. I don't know. But again, now these struts have that olive green color, which, I mean, again, they work. They definitely work. It's not like these colors clash, but I definitely think red on black is better. What do you think? Which color schemes do you like? Do you like the green as the color for trim, or do you like the red? Tell me down below, as I would really like to hear your comments and what your preferences are, because I mean, really, it could go either way. It is definitely seeming like the only real difference between the pirate and base caterpillar is literally just the colors. And I mean, I guess that's okay, as it was originally a $0 CCU. I paid more to get it. I actually had to buy a larger ship CCU'd to the pirate caterpillar. So I did have to melt a couple of things, but it was worth it. I mean, this is awesome. I am definitely trying to collect as many of the rare or rarer ships as possible. Pirate Caterpillar, as far as I'm aware, is definitely in that group. I've seen a lot of people who got the Pirate Caterpillar who actually melted it, which is a bit mind-blowing. But that's not even the most mind-blowing. I know people who melted and or upgraded Mustang Omegas. Yeah. Like, what? Why? That is the rare, or one of the rarest ships in Star Citizen. If you're not familiar with what the Mustang Omega is, you know what? Here, let me show you real quick. So the Mustang Omega is a very limited racing version of the Mustang. Now, this was only sold, as far as I'm aware, with certain video cards. You would get a key code for them, and you'd redeem them online, and then you'd get the ship. Now, if you were to melt this ship, you would get a $0 credit. However, if you were to go and attempt to CCU this ship, it has a value of $50 or $55. Now, again, this is the rarest Mustang that I'm aware of. Hell, this might actually even be up there with the rarest ships next to the Scythe, because I do believe the Scythe, and that's the captured Scythe, not the Asperia Scythe, the captured Scythe, probably one of the more rarer ships as well. But you could actually buy the Scythe for a while. This, you couldn't buy, except for about a 5 or 10 minute window where you could temporarily CCU up to it. So a couple of people out there are floating around with LTI Mustang Omegas. And if you're one of those few, well, I salute you, because that is rare as fuck. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. This has been Will. I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like down below. If you want to see something else, if you want to see more, leave a comment. Tell me what you want to see. I am more than happy to oblige. And Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.